knew. But when you get generational families without a saved dad, the entire blessing of God is not in that house. He was a drunk, he was a whore, he was missing. Those kids are not getting their identity assigned to them by the one person that God has told to do it. Before Jacob dies, Jacob speaks the manifest destiny of all his children to his children. Not Jacob's wife, not their uncle, not their oldest brother. It's your responsibility, because you laid down and made them, to make sure they understand who they are in the Lord. And if you get saved late in life, don't worry about it. Wherever they're working, you can go by there and be a witness. Oh, he just talking. He ain't showed me that yet. No problem. I tell you what we're going to do. We're going to stay in Genesis, but I want to show you something. Genesis 49. Genesis 49. If I show you and I don't tell you, the devil is a lie. Now, chapter 49. Because I want the men to understand their role in here. It's not just good sex and great provision. You owe your family way more than that. It ain't just how many cars you got and how long you've been to the hall. And your wife ain't never went without. If you're not the priest and the prophet of your home, you're missing a portion of your manhood. Yeah. Right. Teaching them how to drink beer and shoot pistols ain't all they need to know. They need to know about this Holy One from Israel. Come on. Genesis 49. Now watch this. And Jacob called unto him his sons and said, gather yourselves together, that I may tell you that which shall befall you in the latter days. Now, let me give you that in plain English. He said, I'm about to die, and you all need to know who you are and what you are and whose, W-H-O''S, possession you are. Let me tell you something. The prophetic over a child is more important than any inheritance you can leave them. Because if you leave a fool money, it'll be gone in a minute anyway. I can't tell you in my short 42-year life how many people who come through this mission that was left plenty money, and now they're waiting on child call. Money is not the answer. Money is not the answer. When you get through leaving a fool $1 million, he's going to be a broke fool, sure. Yeah. Because first thing he's going to buy is a bunch of cars and houses, and I got some bad news for you boys and girls. You got to pay taxes on that stuff. Even after you own it, yeah. Once a year, you got to give under Caesar what's Caesar. So you buy you a huge mansion and you ain't got no job skills, you know. My wife got a cousin, and his people in Jessup, and they got a beautiful place. It's gorgeous. But they haven't taught that young boy any stewardship. So chances are, after they leave here, that's the end of the legacy. Because he's going to chop it up and sell it. He's going to sell an acre here. He's going to get rid of the Cadillac here. He's going to rip this part out. He'll be broke again. He'll be broke again. So he tells them, he says, hey, I'm about to die, but before I die, I need to do this because it's my responsibility as a man. Come gather around my deathbed and let me prophesy into your life what your identity is. Let me speak to each one of my male children who will one day be their own prophet and priest of their own home, who you are and what you are and whose you are, so you will know. And that is the greatest legacy you can leave a child, male or female. Because if you leave them the knowledge of whose they are, they're going to get a good job anyway. They're going to be faithful to their wife or husband anyway. They're going to be law-abiding citizens anyway. It's all tied up in identity. That other stuff you ain't got to teach if they get this. (49:2). Gather yourselves together and hear, ye O sons of Jacob, and hearken unto Israel your father. Now, please don't miss this. He started out saying, gather around the bed of the trickster, the heel catcher, the supplanter. But by the time he got ready to prophesy, he started speaking in what God had told him he was. He said, unto Israel, he who wrestled with God and prevailed. That's who's talking to y'all. Verse 3, Reuben, thou art my firstborn, my might, the beginning of my strength, excellency of dignity, and the excellency of power. I'm sorry, it was Reuben and Simeon, not Levi, that did the men of Shechem. Verse 4, unstable as water, thou shalt not excel, because thou wentest unto thy father's bed, thou defilest thou it, and went up to my couch. He said, Reuben, you my firstborn, and you should be heir to the throne. He said, but you slept with my concubines. I had some women, you know, don't try it now, but back then they married more than one person. You know, they had their little harems. Solomon, David, they had a bunch of them. So he said, you went into them. And when you do that, that's just like saying that you're the man of the house. He said, so I can't bless you. You're unstable. You're unstable. Now, this is not a good thing to have happen, but nonetheless, it shows us the jurisdiction of the Father to prophesy to his children life or death, blessing or curses. And so the question you have to ask yourself when you get this little bit of teaching before it all wraps up is, have you, number one, gotten saved because it don't work otherwise, and started following the one true living God? And number two, if you got saved, have you anointed your children with oil and prophesied their identity to them? Because guess what? If you don't tell them who they are, there's somebody standing outside the door who will tell them what they want to hear. Amen. The liquor store and the wormhole are looking for good candidates. They'll be glad to take your kids. Yes, they will. They need some young, strong folk who can carry on that decadent legacy for another 15, 20 years. God bless you. God bless you. So, you need to understand that people walking around without an identity assigned to them are dangerous. And why are they dangerous? They are dangerous because they are easily influenced and they are very susceptible to whatever spirit gets hold of them and begins to minister to them. So let's make it plain for those of you who don't like spiritual talk. You don't pay your son and daughter no attention. Don't be surprised when the gangs and the streets get it. Because if you won't be their daddy, they got a gorilla out there who's looking for somebody to hold his dope, that'll be glad to deal with them accordingly. Amen. And that's the best case scenario. Somebody could get him and trick him out. Oh, I'm talking to myself now. It's quiet. Okay, y'all keep believing that now. Don't bless your kid. Just stay stuck on stupid. Hallelujah. You'll be trying to get my number. Pastor, welcome down there on 33rd Street. Yeah? Well, bless the Lord. Did you? Oh, no. You know what I'm saying? I can't remember that teaching. Yeah, I can tell. Let me tell you something about human beings and our learning capacity. It increases with pressure. All the time. I hate to say it, but some of y'all in here sleeping on this word now and ain't going to wake up until the tragedy happened at your house. Tell them again. Yeah. When you lose a kid, when one of them get turned out by the streets. Some of y'all older than me. Y'all remember the song Olivia? Lost and Turned Out. Yeah. That preacher is singing R&B. Y'all tell. I got to tell you what you understand. Y'all think that's just a hit, huh? Y'all don't think Olivia walking the streets right now and she's somebody's child? Yes, sir. Stay tuned. Stay tuned. Yes, if you keep your eyes closed, I guarantee you won't see nothing. So just stay stuck on stupid till Olivia becomes your daughter. Hallelujah. And all you tough guys, a pistol ain't gonna get out of this. Oh, amen. Amen. Go get your 8K, get your Glock 21. I know your nickname on the street, Gorilla. Go on out there and try to fight all of them. Amen. For the weapons of our warfare are not carnal. That means flesh. But mighty to the tearing down of strongholds. Tough guy, you can't beat this one to death with your fist. That ain't gonna work. That ain't gonna work. So he tells Reuben, you did some things you shouldn't have. I can't bless you. That's a terrible thing for you.